Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at a few Tears of the Kingdom details that even I had a hard time noticing in the game. Let's dive right in! The first thing I want to talk about is in the Kakariko Village Chief's house, where there appears to be a map with some circles on it. It may depict the village itself, but I don't really know what the circles are for. If it is Kakariko Village, then they could depict the ring ruins, or perhaps chasms. Either way, I don't really know. A lot of iconic items were misplaced between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. For example, this poster which depicts the prophecy of Ganon and the divine beasts. Another misplaced item is the painting which depicts when Link fell in Breath of the Wild. It is instead replaced with a ring runes painting, and the original thing, which was found in Breath of the Wild, can be found behind a small curtain in the upstairs room of the chief's house. While not exactly a secret, it was a cool little detail. What's more, in Lookout Landing there appears to be what could be a missing poster. I found it in one other location as well, and it looks like it has an image of Zelda and one other person on it. Maybe Link? While it isn't significant, it would make sense for the plot, it was still interesting. If it is indeed a missing poster, then I wonder why we don't see more of them in the game. Maybe word just spreads faster than papers. Back in Lookout Landing, I found a map with red circles on it. It clearly shows Hyrule, though what the red circles are, I'm not quite sure. They could be the location of settlements, with the size of the circle depending on how big the settlement is. That was my best guess, and I suppose it would make sense for the location, so be sure to check it out if you want to find more villages to explore. Back in the research lab in Kakariko Village, I found some even more interesting sketches. Not only were there detailed drawings of different Zonai machines, but there was something else as well that I found very interesting. It looked to be either a cage or perhaps some sort of oven for crops based on the corn drawing beside it. What's more, I think it may have something to do with the Yiga. The papers attached to the cage appear to be of their design. While a little far-fetched, the color scheme matches theirs pretty well. The papers attached to the cage also resemble a few that were found plastered on the walls of their little secret hideout. Either way, the design was cool, and one I haven't seen anywhere else in the game, not even in other sketches. The Yiga have their own secrets as well. In Robbie's old Akala lab, which has been transformed into another hideout, there's a poster which shows the locations of all of their large bases. You can use this to infiltrate and explore the Yiga to their fullest. I was surprised by some of the locations marked on the map. I hadn't ever visited them before. It's definitely worth looking into if you have the Yiga set, which can allow you to go there easily without being attacked. Speaking of attack, I actually had no idea you could kill bears. It takes a while, but the meat is definitely worth it, as it comes in very large and valuable quantities. Bears can attack you, however, and they do run a lot, and again, are very hard to kill. I also risked Link's life for you by jumping off Zelda the Dragon and onto Ganon the Dragon. For some reason, I didn't know if fall damage was active in this final boss fight, and I wanted to find out if it was. I was actually kind of scared that I would die and all of my past 10 minutes of killing Ganon and his minions would be worthless, but to my surprise, there is no fall damage. I guess it makes sense, but it's still a little bit surprising. Speaking of the final fight, I tried to figure out if you could magically fly away from Zelda while she's falling to her death. No Zeldas were harmed in the process, as you can't go lower than the princess herself, and you can only go so far before the game kind of just stops you. There is no escaping saving Princess Zelda, it seems, except when you get up here you can make Link do a funny dance if you repeatedly press the dive button. Very interesting, I suppose. I also accidentally sacrificed my horse while trying to figure out the different things you could do with it, so, my lovely golden horse is drowning now. I did snap a very amazing picture of it for my compendium while it was drowning, and then it drowned and died. I had no idea that horses magically vanished when they drowned, so there's that, I suppose. I guess it's a secret? However, I did eventually find what I was looking for, which is 2 fun things you can do on your horse if you like to ride your friends to battle. First, I discovered that you can actually fight while on horseback using your sword. The animation looks a little bit odd, but it's something. If you play on Switch, you can also press X to launch into a very high leap that can give you some good bullet time. No payas were permanently harmed in the process of this video.